بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Good morning, all the students of class 7. We are here for the chapter number 14. It is present at your book, page number 140. Open your books at page number 140. Chapter number 14, Compound Mixtures. We have discussed in the previous class about the elements, compound, mixtures, how compounds are formed, and what is decomposition and the types of decomposition. And today we are going to explain the three types which we discussed, only the names of that reactions, decomposition reaction. So let's start our topic of the day, the types of decompositions. Open your books at page number 142. So before starting the types of decomposition, I'm going to repeat the process of decomposition. What is actually decomposition? Decomposition is the breakdown. Decomposition is breakdown of a complex substance, and this complex substance is broken down into simpler substances. Complex substance or compound is broken down into simpler substances. This is called decomposition, means the breakdown of the complex substance into its smaller components or smaller parts. This is called decomposition. Compose means to form and decompose means to break down. So I hope you have understood what is decomposition. Decomposition, there are three types of decomposition, means there are three methods. There are three types with which we can decompose different compounds into simpler substances. One of them, the first method is thermal decomposition reaction. First of all, try to understand what are reactions. Reactions means when one or two substances are taken, something happen chemically into them and they form something new. Means when the reactants, they can be 1, 2, 3, means they can be anything, and they change into products. So this is called reaction, and something happened over there, means they change their forms, they change their size, they change their shapes. So this is called a reaction. So thermal decomposition reaction, as the word thermal, thermal means the light, heat. Thermal means the heat. So the thermal decomposition reaction, in these reactions, heat is involved. Okay, this heat can be due to the sunlight. This heat can be due to the means we can provide the heat by candle, by burner, or like something by flame, any flame. So thermal decomposition is a chemical reaction, first one, where a single substance break down into two or more simple substance. Single substance, for example, if thermal decomposition, the example of thermal decomposition, we can take the example of decomposition of calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is a compound CaCO3, and here is written S. S means its state. and it is solid. If L is written, it means liquid. If G is written with the substance, it means it is gas. These are the three states of matter in which all the things are present. They can be solid, they can be liquid, they can be gas. So if S for solid, L for liquid, and G for gas. So if something is written with the substance, you will understand its state that it is in solid form. So calcium Ca, calcium carbonate, in which calcium, carbon and oxygen is involved, and it is already a compound. So when we provide heat to calcium carbonate, it's a reaction. We are providing heat to this substance and it is going to change into calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Now calcium oxide we will find in the solid state, while a gas will be evolved in the form of carbon dioxide. So it is G for gas. It means one solid will produce and a gas will be evolved when we will provide heat to a single substance. Now a single substance is divided into two substances and their state is also different. For example, it is solid and now they are broken down into two substances. One of them is solid and the other is gas. So this is called a reaction, and this reaction is taking place due to the provision of heat. That's why it will be called as thermal decomposition reaction. Have you understood what is thermal decomposition reaction? When we break down one substances into two or more substances by providing heat, this type of reaction will be called as thermal decomposition reaction. So decomposition of calcium carbonate we can also call as limestone, decomposes into calcium oxide. Calcium oxide is a quick lime. Lime means tuna. So and carbon dioxide when heated. When calcium carbonate is heated, it is changed, it is broken down into simpler substances. These simpler substances are calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Calcium oxide is in solid state and carbon dioxide gas is in gaseous form. So such type of reaction which are such type of decomposition which is taking place due to the provision of heat, this will be called as thermal decomposition reaction. And another name for this one is called thermolysis. We can also call it thermolysis. So if any question comes in your homework, what is thermolysis, then you can say you can explain the thermal decomposition, and if you want you can give the example as well. Thermolysis. Thermolysis is the second name of thermal decomposition reaction. Next is electrolytic decomposition reaction. Electrolytic decomposition reaction, and this is called electrolysis. In the first reaction, we are breaking down one compound into simpler substances by providing heat. Now, if electric current, if we are using electric current to separate any substances or to break down any compound, this will be called as electrolytic decomposition reaction. Electrolytic decomposition may result when electric current is passed through the aqueous solution. So the question is, what is aqueous solution? Aqueous solution, when any solution is made in the water. Water is used as a solvent and any solute is mixed into the water. Solute means solid particle. When any solute is mixed into the water, it makes the aqueous solution. For example, if we are going to make the solution of table salt, normal salt which we are using at our homes for the food, this, when we add this salt into the water, it forms the aqueous solution of sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is a common salt, table salt. So, electrolytic decomposition may result when electric current is passed through the aqueous solution of a compound. When any compound is mixed with the water, aqueous solution is formed, and when we pass the electric current, so what happened? This compound break down due to the electric current. So this decomposition which is done due to the electric current, this will be called as electrolytic decomposition, and this reaction will be called as electrolytic decomposition reaction or electrolysis. So there are two examples of electrolysis. One of them is electrolysis of water. Electrolysis of water means water is a compound and it is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. It is made up of hydrogen and oxygen and it is a compound. When we make aqueous solution, when we pass electric current into the water separate into the hydrogen and oxygen. So for example, 2H2, this is water and it is present in the liquid form. It is present in liquid form. So L is written. Electrolysis, electric current Okay, here in the first reaction we written here heat because we were providing heat. Now we are providing electric current, so electric current will be written on the arrow. So it will be broken down into gas, hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So it is separated into hydrogen and oxygen. Now this compound is broken down, decomposed into its constituent element hydrogen and oxygen, and it is the state of the water is liquid, while when it is broken down into separate substances or its constituent elements, so now it is broken down into two gases with which this was formed. But this reaction is taking place due to the provision of the electric current. So this is the reason that it will be called as electrolytic current, electrolytic decomposition or electrolysis. Next example is decomposition of sodium chloride. When we make an aqueous solution of sodium chloride and pass the electricity, see your book at page number 143, here is a diagram. It is a process by which we can decompose the water into two gases and also the sodium chloride into sodium and chlorine. So another is 2NaCl. Sodium and chlorine form the sodium chloride, which is the table salt or common salt. When we provide electricity, electric current is the same thing. So it will be broken down into sodium, it will be as a solid, and plus Chlorine. Chlorine is a gas. That is not written in the book, but chlorine is a gas. A gas is evolved and it will separate sodium from the sodium chloride. So these type of reactions are called electrolysis or electrolytic decomposition reaction. The third reaction is photo decomposition reaction. Photo means light. Photo means light. Photo decomposition is a chemical reaction in which a substance is broken down into simple substance by exposure to light. Light, the second name of light is photons. So that's why it is called photo decomposition reaction, because we are providing photons or light. Photons are small packets of light. So when we are breaking down a compound into simpler substances by providing the light or photons, this reaction will be called as photo decomposition reaction or photolysis. Photolysis. So now it is not difficult for you to explain photolysis, electrolysis, or this is called thermolysis. This is called thermolysis. So it is now no more difficult for you to explain thermolysis, photolysis, or electrolysis. So this is example of activity. This is called a small piece of silver chloride. Silver chloride is a compound in watch glass under sunlight for some time, and crystals slowly acquire a gray color. Now the color of silver will be changed into gray, means something is going to change. This change is due to the photons or light. So this type of change, this type of reaction is called as, why it is changed? Because now the silver chloride is broken down into silver and chlorine. Silver is a solid, like silver you know very well, like chandi, and the other is chlorine. Chlorine is a gas. A gas will be evolved from that substance, that silver substance. The silver color is now changed into gray color. So this type of change, this type of decomposition is called as photolysis. So energy change takes place during chemical reaction. See, when any chemical reaction, these are three types of chemical reaction. When any chemical reaction takes place, what happens? Sometime in few reactions energy is evolved, means energy is given out, and in few reaction energy is taken up by the environment. So these are two kinds of changes which are taking place during the decomposition. So these types of these two categories, now I am going to explain these two categories, and these are called endothermic reaction and exothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction number 1 and number 2 exothermic reaction. So what is endothermic reaction? When heat is absorbed from the surrounding during the bonds breaking. Bonds is a condition that this is a attraction when any compound is formed by different elements. They are joined. Now they have an attraction. This attraction will be called as bonds. So two types of bonds, ionic bonds and covalent bonds. We will explain this in the next classes. So during the formation of bonds, during the breaking of bonds, when because decomposition is the breakdown. So when something is going to break, it means that bonding is going to break and they are going to change into simpler substances. So to break this bonding, the energy is needed which is taken from the surrounding. So endothermic reactions means when bonds are broken, heat energy is absorbed from the surrounding. From the surrounding, this substance absorbs heat energy to break the bonds. Therefore, bond breaking is endothermic. So this is called endothermic reaction, that heat is absorbed. Heat is absorbed from surrounding and when bond breaks. When decomposition takes place means bonds break. When bonds break, the heat is absorbed from the surrounding. So therefore bond breaking is endothermic. This is called endothermic reaction. The amount of energy absorbed depends on the strength of the bond being broken. Means if the bond is too much heavier, means stronger bonding, if the stronger bonding is present, more energy is required from the surrounding, more energy will be absorbed from the surrounding. If the bonds are weak, less energy will be taken from the surrounding. So it depends on the bonding, the strength of the bonds. Okay, so it depends on the strength of the bond being broken. The stronger the bond, the more energy required to break the bond. And this is the endothermic reaction which is present at page 144. The other is exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction. When bonds are formed, they give out energy. When they are broken, they absorb energy. When they are formed, they give out energy. During bond forming, energy is given out. During bond forming, energy is given out. Here in your book, something is written wrong. When bonds are being formed, make it clear. Rectify the error. When bonds are being formed, heat is given out to the surrounding. Bond forming, not breaking. Bond forming is called exothermic. Here is a mistake. Bond forming is called exothermic. The amount of energy depends on the bonds being formed. The stronger the bond formed, more heat is given out to the surrounding. The same like that, if the bond is the bond which is going to form, that is very strong, more energy will be evolved. And if the bond is not too much stronger, not too much energy will be given to the surrounding. So these were two types of reaction, exothermic reaction, endothermic reaction. Now see the differences between the endothermic and exothermic reaction. It is present at your book, page number 145. Strength of the bond at the top. See your book at the top of page 145. Strength of the bond formed greater than the strength of the bonds break. More energy is released than absorbed in the exothermic reaction, and more energy is absorbed than evolved in endothermic reaction. Release of energy to the surrounding and second is absorption of the heat from the surrounding, means opposite. They are opposite. Endothermic reaction and exothermic reaction, they are opposite to each other. Temperature of the surrounding increases. Why temperature is increases? Because energy is given out. Okay, and endothermic reaction, temperature of surrounding drops. Why? Because energy is taken from the surrounding, so temperature will drop. And next is reaction mixture feels warm, reaction mixture feels cold. So that these differences, these 4 differences, 5 differences, these are only due to the energy given or taken. So let's see the homework. This homework, the questions which are given to you as a homework in this week is, what is thermal decomposition reaction? So you will write the answer from page 142. Thermal decomposition reaction, you will write the answer from here. Next question is, what is photolysis or photo decomposition reaction? Photo decomposition reaction, you will write from page 143, photo decomposition reaction or photolysis. And the third question is, explain the difference between the exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction, the difference is at page number 145. A table is present, exothermic and endothermic. You will write the exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction, and you will write these 5 differences, and your homework will be completed. Means in this week 3 questions are given to you, and now there is another task which is given to you in which will be given to you in the next week. In the next week, homework. In the homework folder, there will be one new thing for you, and that is your science project, science assignment or science project. This is given to you, and you will receive it. You can see it from the next week homework folder, but I am going to explain you, so you may not have any query or any question. So listen very carefully, that the assignment is given to you. Draw a diagram which show the importance of forests. Importance of forests means importance of trees. So why plants are necessary for environment? So this, you will draw a diagram which will show the importance of plants and importance of forests. So it is present, you may take help from chapter number 15, forests are lifeline. I'm going to show you forests are lifeline, chapter number 15. Let me check from here. Chapter number 15. Here, just see the diagram. It is present at page number 150. See this diagram, page number 150. Here, this is the importance of trees. When one tree is giving these like benefits to the environment, like photosynthesis, carbon dioxide, oxygen, nutrients, decomposition, soil, water. This is like plants, like animals. It is beneficial for the environment, it is beneficial for the birds, it is beneficial for the animals or insects or like something. So you will write the benefits of forests. So do a proper assignment. Take a photograph of this picture you will make and send it to the WhatsApp number of The Educator Zaman Town campus, but don't forget to write your name, your class and subject science. With class you will write the section, so don't forget to write your name, class and section and send it to the Zaman Town campus WhatsApp number. Thank you very much. Take care and Allah Hafiz till the next